Okay, so that's the fuse box fitted. We've used an original fuse. We've used the fuse to make this relay powered. The fuse will then supply extra charge points and extra spotlights or whatever else you want to charge on the other wires, which go under the frame and under there and into the glove compartment to switches or USB points. Right, my idea of the front lights is if they're on the rack, I want to be able to take the rack off without taking everything else off, all the wires, because I do want the spotlights to work. So I've come up with an idea of using this little, another waterproof point, which I'm going to stick behind, like that. And then use this cable to plug in, then this will feed the spotlights. Now there's just enough space behind the horn cast cover and the grill and the horn for this to fit. It's very, very close however, but it does fit. I've just quickly tried it there. So that's the idea really. I've got to somehow fix that to there, and this will just plug in like that. Give you a bit of demonstration. That's the way that goes to the spotlights on the front rack, and then when I don't want the rack on, I just simply, well, obviously it'll be fixed a lot better, I'll just pull it out and you'll be left with really nothing on view. I mentioned I'm going to use this on the horncast when I actually fix it to it. I'm going to use that little bulb there as the earth, but I need to leave plenty of wire on so I can take the horncast off, move it about a bit, and get to the wires without too much hassle. So this needs to be quite long. So black to earth, red I'm going to extend to go through the hole back to the glove compartment, which is where the switch is going to be for the lights on the rack. Right, so we've got our connection. I've put a little fork on there for the earth. I need to make this a little bullet connection now, so that if I do remove the horn cast, I can undo the connections and take the wheel. Right, back at the horn cast. I'm still deciding how to mount this, whether I put it on the outside, which is by far the easiest, but I think it'll look rubbish. It'll just look rubbish, which is a shame because that's the dead easy way of mounting it. So it's going to have to go on the inside, which is a bit of a shame because it means I won't be able to use that cap, because these little grills just aren't quite wide enough. But at least if it's like that, you won't see it. So I was going to decide how to mount this onto the back. Now it can't be too far out because the horn's going to be in the way. So it's got to be as close to this grill as possible, which means taking away a little bit of this, if not all of it, and I could just quite simply just super glue it. Right, well, no matter how much I try to make that thinner, it wouldn't fit through this gap, so I've just took it all off. And now I just need to fix this flat against the grill. Alright, I've profiled this now so it fits into the corner. This just fits into there. And when that's secured, the spotlight lead will just plug in, or any other auxiliary I want actually. And And that'll be the power. Not the prettiest thing, but at least when nothing's plugged in you can't see anything. So when it's in, there's just not quite enough surface area for some good super glue to do the business. So I think I'm gonna have to mix up a bit of araldite. That's it. We'll feed this wire through first. Easier said than done. There it is. So these wires are a little bit in the way. That's that wire through there. Connect this earth up now. Yeah. Connect this earth up next, so let's loosen that off. That's tight. Just enough to put this earth connection on. Pull that wire through a bit more. I'm just going to rest that there for now. Now what I'm going to do is just connect this together. Just give it a quick trial. I've connected up a spotlight. So we've got the earth in place. I'm just going to make a connection. That light should come on. Yes. Ignition off. So what I'm going to do now is just put a little switch in there to make it switchable. Right, so let's put everything back together again, and we'll move on to the switch on the glove box. Switches. Right, the plan is to mount these two lights in here. I've got some waterproof covers coming. One will do the spotlights on the leg shield, leg crash bars. One will do the lights on the rack. So we're going to have to drill it and then just mount it. So there's loads of space for the wires to come down. And that's the wire that we just pulled through. Right, it's a bit of a mess, but I'm just quickly going to try it. I've plugged in the light at the front. I've wired up this switch here accordingly, from the fuse box to the earth to the light. So I have to put that on the earth. For now I'll just hold it. So ignition's on, to the switch, lights up, turns off. Brilliant. Obviously if the ignition is off, nothing happens. That's it, brilliant. It's all wired up, it's all working. Time to drill the hole. Right, so we've proved all the wiring works. I need to drill a 19mm hole now to mount the switch. This is the nerve-wracking bit. marked them up. Almost through. Just clean that a bit. Right. Now let's get a file and just smooth that off a little bit. Then we'll put the switch in. Right, use this old earth, which I've used before. Slide the earth wire from the switch on there. Right, so I've wired up the switch, put the earth on, ignition on, nothing, to the switch, and we have light. Excellent, so that's it for the wiring. Put the box back on, it's just 4 nuts, and then I've got to decide which lights I want to put where. I can do that any time now. Okay, quick recap. I've boxed everything back up again. Just a reminder, we put the auxiliary fuse box on, powered by the ignition. We fitted an optimate charge point in the glove compartment. Is there. Turn that on. As you can see, it's charging nicely. So that'll do us over the winter. I've added that fuse box, which is ignition relay powered, and converted the single USB to a dual USB. So if I turn the ignition on, that becomes live. So I can charge my phone and the any other USB powered equipment, maybe a sat nav or something. And lastly, I've started wiring up the lights. Pretty good. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching so far. If you give me a thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated if you liked it. And if you subscribe to the channel, you'll find out when I fit the rest of the lights to the front. And then some chrome work. But for now, thanks for watching.